Hello, my friends, and welcome to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. So, my friends, today I'll bring you to check the properties for sale in a selected town. And so, today's video is about this town called Sonnino. Now, as you can see on the map of Italy, we are not far from Rome. Let's say the location is in between Rome and Naples. All right. So I'm trying to find as well properties that are not very, very far from Rome, in small towns, and at the same time close to the sea. So that's why today I wanted to explore this area. So let's zoom in. Okay, my friends, I want to show you better the area. So let's zoom in. Now, as we can see, okay, we are closer to Rome than to Naples. Now, the first impression is that the distance, let's say, from Sonnino to Rome should be around a bit more than 1 hour, but we'll find out the distances now just in 1 second. I just want to say that anyway, Sonnino is a council of 7,442 inhabitants of Latina province. So Latina is a province in Lazio Region. Lazio Region is the region where Rome is the capital, but at the same time, we are not far from Campania Region. Okay, so my friends, if you like this type of video, please put like and subscribe. It helps my channel to grow. And if you want, you can join my Facebook group called Italy, a place to love. The community is growing and so on. Okay, so basically, now just 1 second. Here we are in Sonnino. I'm getting closer. As we can see, we are not very far from the sea, but now we are going to focus on the distances, all right? Now, let's say that we also have, anyway, Latina, which is the capital of the Latina province. Then we also have another town, which is the capital of Frosinone province, so Frosinone. So we are not far from these two towns, quite big enough, where you find all the services, all the essential services. Okay, we start with Latina to see how far is from Latina, from the capital of this province. Okay, so the driving distance is a bit longer than I was expecting. I thought would have been under 30 minutes, but here it shows that it takes around 49 minutes to reach Latina city center, the Latina center. So we are under 1 hour, but we are over 30 minutes to reach Latina. And this is quite interesting because I thought it was a shorter distance, but still not very far. Then the second destination that I want to check is Frosinone. Frosinone, okay. And let's search how far is Sonnino from Frosinone. Now, Frosinone, it says that it's closer. We are talking about 43 minutes, okay, to drive from Sonnino to Frosinone. It says here 43 minutes are 35 kilometers. So we are not extremely far. Again, we are over 30 minutes. Now, the following place that I want to check is how far is from Rome. So let's find out. From Sonnino. Okay, now it gives two routes, one through Frosinone, which it gives 1 hour and 56 minutes. All right. 1 hour and 55 minutes. Then we have the other journey, the other route through Latina, and it takes 2 hours and 7 minutes. So anyway, we are more than 1 hour. We are around 2 hours from Rome. By public transports, it also says, for example, um, now there is the train, probably, or there is a bus. I think it's a bus, 1 hour and 40 minutes. Now, consider that Rome is always full of traffic, so you might spend just half an hour once you reach the Rome suburban area. All right, and now the last place I want to check is how far Sonnino is from the sea. So we select Terracina. Terracina. I think it's important to explore anyway Lazio region, also because we are not very far from the sea. Okay, by car, if we want to reach by car the nearest sea destination, we see that it takes 27 minutes. So we are under half an hour, which is not under 30 minutes. I say is a close distance to the sea. Anyway, we already said that is around 7,000 inhabitants and so on. Okay, my friends, now after I've checked all the distances of Sonnino to certain destinations, I go on Idealista.it where I have already done my search. Okay, as you can see, cheap property in Sonnino. I don't know why it says cheap property. Okay, I just selected from the lowest price. So 105 houses and flats for sale, not an auction. Now, I already found the property that I found interesting, but now I want to show with you the before I reach the one I picked, I want to show you what's for sale anyway from the lowest price. Okay, we have a flat, 15,000 euro, 3 rooms, 30 square meters, so it's a small property. I see a duplex in Cristoforo Colombo, 17,000 euro, 5 rooms, but it's not in a bad condition. So as you can see, you can find real bargains in this town. Let's say now I'm not gonna go deep into this property, but I say that if you really want to buy a bargain, this one for 17,000 euro, second floor without lift, characteristic apartment of approximately 70 square meters in total. Okay, arranged on staggered levels. Okay, then we have a rustic countryside house, probably to be renovated, in need of renovation. Then we have a detached house in Via for 20,000 euro. Now the pictures are poor. I see, anyway, a renovation. Here I see a big renovation project, while, for example, if I go back, this one for 17,000 is quite interesting. Then we have also plenty of flats for sale. 2 rooms, 61 square meters, 25,000 euro. We have a duplex here, quite interesting. 4 rooms, 78 square meters. And this is a quite interesting property for 25,000 euros. So if you're looking for your bargain, you might find in this type of town, anyway, like Sonnino. We are in Lazio region. Overall, the house is in a good condition with a terrace. Anyway, 25,000 euro is a bargain. Then we have a house in the countryside with a lovely view. Lovely countryside house. Uh, looks like it's renovated from outside. They don't have pictures from inside. So I skip. That could have been interesting if they, for example, if they show, but in this case, I'm looking for a townhouse in Sonnino town. I'm not looking for a house in the countryside. We have a flat, we have another flat, 29, a studio. I mean, I'd say is a flat, 29,000, 29,500, 3 rooms, 40 square meters is another flat. We have a certain amount of flats. Obviously, in the area, Italians are generally always living in flats. Another flat here, 45 square meter apartment. It doesn't look like a flat, this one. Anyway, it's an interesting property. There are not many pictures anyway, but so let's keep moving. Um, okay, we have a countryside house, 38,000, which it looks interesting. 2 rooms, 50 square meters. Um, Looks like we are in the countryside with a plot of land, but no pictures again. So we have a flat for 40,000, and here I am. So to the house that I selected for today's video. Detached house in Sonnino, 40,000 euro. The price is already dropping, 10,000 euro. We don't know since when this house is for sale on the market. The price is already dropping 20%. 2 rooms, 60 square meters. Now, let's enter into this property because anyway, for 40,000 euro, this type of house is a kind of bargain. Let's read the description. First of all, it's not a long description. Now, independent house located in the heart of the village and a few steps from the main road. This renovated sky earth terracino, that's what we call when you are the owner from the ground to the roof. Sky earth house is spread over 3 levels. On the ground floor, there is a welcoming kitchen and a functional bathroom, ideal for daily life. Going up to the first floor, there is a spacious bedroom with a second bathroom, so there are 2 bathrooms, and on the second floor, a second bedroom with access to a balcony. So we have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and 1 living space, I guess, with kitchen and living area on the ground floor. So it says the house is in a good condition. Okay, now they don't disclose the exact address, so I cannot go on Google Maps. I can only have a quick look here on the map if but they're just showing, you see, for privacy reason, the advertiser has not indicated the exact address. I can guess is in the old part of the town. We have a very rustic, stylish townhouse in the old part of Sonnino. Monti Aurunci, Ponza Ventotene. Anyway, let's go and let's dive into the pictures. Okay, so basically here we are outside, we are looking at the exterior part, and by what I see that it was renovated. The structure of the property is in a good condition. It's a typical townhouse made of stones. So it's a stone townhouse, beautiful. I can see that the door is new. Also, the arch, the entrance door is in a very good condition. There is also a little shelter for when it's raining. We have anyway this type of fence here to protect against burglary. Okay, let's move. Okay, overall, I see a lovely town street. We are in the old part of the town. Okay, this is the house from outside. I love the style to see the stones. It had been renovated like that. We are kind of in a narrow road, but typical anyway of these old towns in the center and south of Italy, also in the mountains regions. Okay, so basically here we are into the property. So this is the ground floor. Ground floor area with lovely kitchenette and with living space, so dining area. But as I say, with 40,000 euro, we are buying something completely renovated, which is amazing. Okay, here we have the entrance door. I like in these typical old houses that the walls are quite thick. I always like this type of thick walls to protect against the heat in the summer and the cold in the winter. Anyway, the floor is in a very good condition. Also, the windows, I guess, are in a very good condition. They're new. Everything looks quite new. Okay, here we jumped already in one bedroom. Okay, where anyway, everything looks in order. So here we are in the bedroom. We are still in the bedroom. The doors are fine, has been renovated with a bit of style, leaving partially like we see over the door, above the door, we still see the stones, typical characteristic. Now here we are looking at one bathroom. We don't know if it's the ground floor bathroom or if it's the bathroom on the first floor. All I can say from this picture is that the electrical appliances are new. So there is also the electrical implant had been renovated. Here we have a second bedroom with a lovely wooden floor, which I really, really love it. Now I want to go back to this one. You see here we have tiles. So here I guess we are on the first floor. And then here we have, anyway, this beautiful wooden floor, which I love it. Iron casted bed, typical in these areas. Okay, now here we are in the bedroom. Here we are on the second floor bedroom that it says it gives access as well to the balcony. Okay. We have a roof in a perfect condition. I'd say only probably to make this roof cost nearly 10,000 euro. Probably that's what they've spent. There is kind of mezzanine space here above in the bedroom on the second floor. So there's no, this is the attic, let's say, but it has a very high ceiling. It's not this type of attic with low ceiling. Okay, I guess this is the second bedroom. Sorry, the second bathroom. Here we have the space for the washing machine. I see the connection for the water. I see also the plug for the washing machine. Beautiful to see this type of renovation with the stones. On top of here, we see the walls had been plastered, but partially showing the original structure of the house. We see anyway a bathroom with a shower simply in a perfect condition. Again, here we see that the flush and the toilet is kind of new, has been renovated kind of recently, no more than 10 years. Now, it's a pity they're not showing more pictures. I wish I could have seen more pictures, in particular of the kitchen living space, because here, obviously, I see I cannot see as well the bathroom on the ground floor. Anyway, we have separate kitchenette with dining area. I don't see a big living space, but it has. Then we don't see the internal staircase. But overall, anyway, I have to say that this property for 40,000 euro, it's something that, anyway, I'd say for me, it's a kind of bargain. It's this type of properties that under 50,000 euro, fully renovated, you don't have to spend 1 euro for this property. And technically, if you want to buy as an investment, this type of property can also be rented kind of long-term rental, or even if you want to go for a short-term rental. But anyway, I'd say that this could be simply a place, a beautiful place, not very far from Rome. Okay, now I want to go back here on Google Maps to see. Now, it's a pity they didn't disclose, anyway, the address. I just want to show you again the location. Here we are. Let's zoom out a bit more. Okay, anyway, we are close to Terracina, which is a very touristic destination, beautiful sea around, beautiful coastline. A lot of people from Rome, anyway, enjoy holidays in this area. All right, now let's zoom in because I want to see a bit of the main road, let's say, if we can go on the street view to see. Anyway, we are not talking about a very small town. It says 7,000 inhabitants. Maybe there are many beautiful countryside houses in this area, but I might believe that more expensive. Okay, so this is the town. Anyway, it doesn't look like it's so big to have 7,000 inhabitants. I have to be honest. Maybe it's also including the surrounding areas, the towns around. And so let's try to dive. Now, as we can see here, we see that on the left we find the very old part of the town. This is the historical Sonnino. Then we have the newer parts are built in around this area where we might find probably more flats for sale, while in this area. So I might guess the property, for example, has to be probably in the older part of the town. I want to see if we are able, because not always they are able to. Okay, so here we are in Sonnino Main Square. Okay, here we have a bar. Let's say if this is an old building, we have an old tower here. Anyway, this is the typical town that we might find in the south of Italy and in the center of Italy. They say, welcome to Sonnino, the city dell'olio, the city of the town and of the torches. So we have a butcher here. Then we have the local churches. And as you can see, we have these typical townhouses around. Now let's move a bit. They have lovely square. This is anyway the typical town where you can, with beautiful hills around. Anyway, again, less than 30 minutes from the sea. Then there are bars. So simply because anyway, we have, oh, this is a lovely main road. Let's see, it looks like there are all type of services. We have another butcher. Then we have different type of shops. Looks like there is the, anyway, each town has the post office, restaurant, beautiful type of buildings. Okay. Anyway, garden shop, ferramenta, hardware shop. Anyway, all type of, it's a lovely town. Lovely to see. Then we have Conad, we have a little grocery shop. It's an interesting town to discover. Anyway, if you in your next trip you want to travel this area, anyway, you are not very far from Rome. There is even an old cinema here. No, yes. This is the old cinema. All the towns, obviously, cinemas nowadays with Netflix are not anymore that popular. Anyway, okay, my friends, this is the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed this property. So let me know under the comment section if you want me to explore maybe more properties in this area. All right, have a nice day, and I'll see you here on Italy, a Place to Love YouTube channel. Bye.